Today, we're counting down 5 of the steamiest romance movies of 2026. From emotional heartbreak and forbidden attraction to chaotic chemistry and unforgettable love stories everybody's talking about right now. Number 5, Love Me, Love Me, directed by Lado Kvatania, 2026. This movie honestly feels like emotional chaos wrapped inside luxury fashion, neon lights, and reckless relationships. Set in Milan, the story follows a group of young people caught in a messy love triangle, filled with jealousy, obsession, emotional manipulation, and attraction that keeps pulling everybody back together no matter how toxic things become. And I'm not even gonna lie, this movie knows exactly how to keep your attention. Every scene feels emotionally charged. The conversations feel flirtatious one minute and explosive the next. Nobody communicates properly. Everybody makes terrible decisions, and somehow that's exactly what makes the movie entertaining. What really surprised me was how believable the emotional insecurity feels underneath all the glamour. A lot of romance movies try too hard to make characters perfect, but this film allows its characters to be selfish, immature, emotional, and confused. That makes the relationships feel more realistic instead of feeling like fantasy. Visually, the movie also looks amazing. The cinematography gives everything this dreamy, almost hypnotic atmosphere that matches the emotional intensity perfectly. Even simple scenes feel emotionally loaded because of the way the movie builds tension between the characters. If you enjoy modern romance dramas filled with emotional chaos, beautiful visuals, and relationships that constantly blur the line between love and obsession, this is definitely worth watching. Number 4, Wuthering Heights, directed by Emerald Fennell, 2026. This movie proves that tragic romance stories still hit hard when they're done properly. Based on the classic novel, Wuthering Heights follows the complicated relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine, two people deeply connected to each other in ways that become destructive, painful, and impossible to escape. And honestly, this version feels intense from the very beginning. There's this constant emotional tension hanging over every scene that makes the relationship feel dangerous, even during quieter moments. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi bring strong chemistry to the movie, but what really works is the emotional desperation between the characters. They love each other, hurt each other, and emotionally destroy each other repeatedly, but neither of them can truly let go. I actually like that the movie doesn't try to make the relationship look healthy or idealized. It understands that some romances are passionate specifically because they're unstable. The emotional arguments feel raw, the longing feels real, and the heartbreak feels exhausting in the best possible way. The atmosphere also deserves praise. The dark skies, isolated landscapes, and dramatic visuals make everything feel emotionally heavy. Even when nothing major is happening, the movie still feels emotionally intense. This isn't the type of romance film you watch for comfort. It's messy, tragic, emotional, and deeply obsessive, and that's exactly why so many people connected with it. Number 3, Off Campus, directed by Daisy von Scherler-Mayer, 2026. This movie became a massive hit online almost immediately, especially among fans of sports romances and enemies to lovers stories. And honestly, after watching it, I completely understand why people got obsessed with it so quickly. The story follows college athletes navigating attraction, emotional baggage, friendships, pressure, and relationships while trying to survive the chaos of campus life. But what makes the movie work isn't just the romance, it's the chemistry between the characters. The flirting feels natural instead of scripted. The emotional tension builds slowly instead of rushing everything. And the conversations actually sound like real people talking rather than movie dialogue trying too hard to sound romantic. One thing I appreciated was how emotionally vulnerable the characters are. Beneath all the confidence and attraction, you can clearly see their insecurities and fears. That emotional honesty gives the relationships much more depth. The steamy scenes also feel connected to the story instead of existing purely for shock value. Every romantic moment actually pushes the emotional development forward, which makes the chemistry feel stronger and more believable. And honestly, this movie perfectly captures that exciting feeling of falling for somebody while trying not to admit it. The awkward tension, jealousy, emotional confusion, and attraction all feel authentic. If you enjoy emotional college romances with strong chemistry and addictive relationship drama, Off Campus is probably one of the easiest recommendations this year. Number 2. Mera Dil, directed by Vivek Soni, 2026. This movie feels emotionally painful in a very realistic way. Instead of focusing only on romance fantasy, it explores heartbreak, regret, unfinished feelings, and the emotional weight of reconnecting with somebody you never fully stopped loving. The story follows former lovers meeting again years after their relationship ended. At first, they try to act normal around each other, but it quickly becomes obvious that both of them are still carrying emotional scars from the past. And honestly, the emotional conversations in this movie are probably its strongest feature. The arguments feel painfully real because they're not just about love. They're about disappointment, timing, mistakes, and emotional wounds that never healed properly. The chemistry between the leads is also incredibly strong. Even during simple scenes where they're just talking quietly, you can still feel the emotional tension underneath everything they say. What I personally liked most is how mature the romance feels. This isn't about dramatic teenage attraction. It's about adults trying to figure out whether love can survive emotional damage and years of separation. The soundtrack and cinematography also help create this bittersweet atmosphere that stays with you after the movie ends. Some romance movies entertain you for 2 hours and disappear from your memory immediately afterward. This one actually lingers emotionally. If you enjoy emotional romance stories that focus on heartbreak, emotional realism, and reconnecting with lost love, this movie absolutely deserves the attention it's getting. Number 1. Office Romance, directed by Ol Parker, 2026. This movie honestly surprised a lot of people because it balances romance, comedy, emotional tension, and chemistry extremely well without feeling forced. The story follows 2 co-workers whose playful workplace flirting slowly turns into genuine emotional attraction. But as their feelings grow stronger, office politics, personal insecurities, and emotional complications start making things messy. Jennifer Lopez and Brett Goldstein carry this movie perfectly. Their chemistry feels effortless. The conversations feel natural, funny, and emotionally believable, which makes the romance feel much stronger. One thing I really enjoyed is how patient the movie is with the relationship. Instead of rushing into romance immediately, it slowly builds attraction through small conversations, awkward moments, tension-filled interactions, and emotional vulnerability. That slow build honestly makes the romantic payoff much more satisfying. By the time the relationship becomes serious, you already understand why the characters genuinely like each other beyond physical attraction. The movie is also genuinely funny without ruining the emotional moments. A lot of romantic comedies struggle with balancing humor and sincerity, but this film handles both surprisingly well. And compared to some emotionally devastating romance films this year, Office Romance actually leaves you smiling by the end. It's charming, emotional, funny, and genuinely entertaining from beginning to end. And that wraps up our top 5 steamy romance movies of 2026. Let me know which movie you're watching first, subscribe for more movie countdowns, and I'll catch you in the next video.